He was one of the most famous tailors in the city. He not only made clothes, but also sold fabrics. Customers crowded his shop. Especially young women bought their fabrics only from his store. One day, after a long and tiring day of work, he was preparing to close the shop. Just then, suddenly, a woman entered the shop. He said to the woman, "Excuse me, we are closed for today. Please come tomorrow." But in her presence he felt a strange sensation, a frightening chill, a kind of heaviness spread all around him. There was something unusual about the woman's face. Her face was very pale, as if there was no blood in it. She was wearing a long black dress. The woman then spoke in a nearly masculine voice. "I cannot wait. I have come from very far outside the city. I want only you to make my wedding dress. The wedding is just a few days away, so there can be no delay." The tailor, though alarmed by her voice, could not refuse. Finally, he agreed and began taking her measurements. He said, "Within 2 days your dress will be ready." But when he tried to measure her shoulders, he noticed that her body was emitting a strange heat and a sharp odor, like sulfur or burning fuel. He felt fear but managed to control himself. The tailor took the first measurement, but it confused him. So he measured again. To his shock, the second measurement was completely different from the first. Thinking he had made a mistake, he tried a third time, but again it was entirely different. Seeing this, the tailor's body began to sweat. Goosebumps rose on his skin. When he stepped forward to measure her full height, the woman suddenly said in a harsh tone, "No, do not come any closer." The tailor apologized and stepped back. Then the woman took out a piece of fabric, placed it on the table, and said, "With this fabric you will make my dress." The tailor looked at the fabric and was astonished. He had never seen such a material in his life. It was extremely dark in color, as if it had been burned in fire. The fabric even smelled like smoke and flames. The tailor was drenched in sweat, but forced a smile and said, "This is very fine fabric. It seems like it is not from our country." The woman gave no answer. She just kept staring at the tailor in silence. Feeling uneasy, the tailor said, "All right, sister, your dress will be ready in 2 days. You may leave now." Hearing this, the woman quietly walked out of the shop without a word. The tailor then closed his shop and set off for home. But the memory of that woman would not leave his mind. That entire night he could not rest. He kept wondering, did I really see something from those stories? Like people say, meeting a jinn disguised as a woman? Or am I only imagining? The next morning the tailor went to his shop as usual. As was his habit, he began the day with the name of Allah. Then, playing the recitation of the Holy Quran, he started his work. After working for a while, he remembered that black fabric and that strange woman who had said she would return in 2 days. Then he decided to leave the rest of the work for later and start working on that fabric first. He took out the fabric, placed it on the table, and stared at it in silence for a while. As he kept staring, he suddenly became aware of himself. Then, regaining his composure, he began to say Astaghfirullah and started working. But when he tried to run the machine to sew the fabric, he saw that the machine was not working, even though it had been running perfectly fine the day before. He checked the machine carefully, but found no sign of any problem. All day long he tried to run the machine, but it would not work. This way, night came. Finally, without finishing the work, he was on his way home. Suddenly that woman appeared before him again. She asked, "Where is my dress?" The tailor replied, "Today the machine broke down, so I could not start the work." But the woman cut him off and angrily said, "I am warning you, do not try any tricks with me. You promised me you would finish the work within 2 days. We never compromise on our word. If you do not keep your word, you will be guilty yourself." After the woman left, the tailor went back to the shop. This time, when he went to turn on the Quran as usual, he saw that the player was not working, just like the sewing machine. Then he went to the sewing machine, and the moment he pressed the start button, the machine began to run, as if nothing had happened. At that moment, a thought came to the tailor's mind. Yesterday, when the Quran was playing, the machine was not working, but today, without playing the Quran, the machine was working perfectly fine. Thinking over all the events together, he realized that perhaps it was the sound of the Quran that had stopped the machine. Then he once again took out that black fabric, placed it on the table, and began wondering, would the work be easy this time, or would something strange happen again? Especially since tonight was the appointed night, the one that would decide his future. As soon as he began working, the fabric seemed to sew itself, unbelievably easily and quickly. It turned out to be the fastest work he'd ever done in his life. He finished much earlier than usual, and to his eyes it was the strangest dress he had ever made in his entire life. Then he waited for the woman, just as he had promised her. As expected, she entered the shop exactly on time. The tailor handed her the dress he had made. The woman then placed a huge amount of money on the table. The amount was so great that the tailor found it unbelievable. So the tailor said, "This is too much money. It will be far more than enough." But the woman said nothing. She only gestured for him to take the money. Then she turned around and quietly walked out of the shop. The tailor stood there stunned. Inside him was a strange feeling. Then he told himself, "This incident will stay between me and my own mind. I will not tell anyone." Then he took that huge amount of money and, feeling very happy, went home. As soon as he entered the house, seeing the smile on his face, his wife asked, "Why are you so happy today?" Then the tailor told his wife, "A woman came whose wedding dress I had made. She respected me greatly and gave me a huge amount of money. Maybe she is very rich." Hearing this, his wife also became very happy and said, "Show me the money as well." Then the tailor put his hand in his pocket but found nothing. He began searching all his pockets like a madman, saying, "The money was right here. Where did all the money go?" At that moment his wife became shocked with worry and fear. "What is this? Has my husband gone mad?" Then the tailor ran to his shop again. There he saw that on the table was that piece of black cloth, and inside it was the money. This time he saw some writing on the fabric, something his eyes had not noticed the day before. He opened the cloth and saw it was written, "I am a jinn woman. The king of the jinns has sent me so that I may find an honest and brave man who can help him in his trouble. If you agree, then tomorrow after the Fajr call to prayer, I will be waiting for you. And if you do not agree, that is also your right, and I will not take back the money I've given you." Seeing this, the tailor could not believe his own eyes. He quickly returned home and consulted with his wife. After hearing everything, his wife remained silent for a while. Then she said, "Oh, my dear husband, the woman for whom you made the dress, she really is a jinn. I understood it the moment you said that a smell of sulfur was coming from her. But from her message and the way she speaks, it seems she is a believing jinn. She does not harm anyone, so if you can, going to hear her out and helping her will cause no harm." The tailor was hesitant and afraid, but his wife's encouraging words gave him courage, so he decided he would meet the jinn. Then, the next day, after Fajr, the tailor set off toward his shop. Still, fear and doubt remained in his heart. When he reached the shop, he saw the jinn woman waiting exactly as she had said. Then he began to tremble in fear, not knowing what to do. The jinn woman said, "Do not be afraid, O honest tailor. I am a believing jinn. I do not harm humans, so rest assured. Now come with me. I will take you to the king of the jinns. You can listen to him and then decide whether you will help him or not." Then the tailor set off with her. They walked and walked until they reached a hidden cave inside a mountain. The jinn woman entered the cave, so the tailor followed her. Inside the cave, the tailor saw a huge man sitting there. but his body had been turned into stone, only his head remained in its normal state. The tailor then asked him, "Who are you?" In reply, the man said, "I am the Sultan. Me and my army of jinns have been turned into this state by magic. One of my ministers, whom I trusted, was actually a sorcerer. And he'd been sent by the leader of the sorcerers. As a result, they had learned that I was about to launch an attack against the sorcerers because they were committing terrible magic and oppression upon ordinary people. I wanted to stop them, so they attacked me and left me in this condition." At that moment, the tailor understood that this man was actually the missing sultan, who had disappeared about 10 years ago. Everyone had thought he had drowned in the sea, because the sultan had once gone out on a naval expedition. Then the tailor asked, "What can I do to help you?" The sultan replied, "The sorcerers have done this to me through magic. To do this work, they used a kind of black stone. They found this stone in a secret chamber beneath an old palace. I have heard that wherever the stone is kept, nearby there is also a ring. The guardian of this stone, and by whose power sorcerers and evil jinns burn in fire. Many sorcerers have been destroyed while searching for this stone. In the end, they used an honest man, convincing him that with this stone they would treat sick people, that believing man trusted them, and with his help they obtained the black stone. And for this reason I sent all my loyal jinn soldiers to find an honest and brave man who could help us in this moment of danger to find the ring. But all the soldiers failed to find that man, except for this woman, the one for whom you made the wedding dress. She found in you all the qualities we had been searching for all this time. So, I request you to find that ring, the one that can restore us to our former state. I will provide you with everything you need. I will even give one of my jinn soldiers to accompany you." Hearing the sultan's words, the tailor thought for a moment and asked for some time so he could consult his wife before making a decision. The sultan agreed. Then the tailor returned home and told his wife everything. She said to him, "This decision is entirely yours, but whatever decision you make, I am by your side." Thus 6 days passed, but the tailor remained in hesitation and doubt. Every moment he kept thinking about this matter. He even began to feel guilty before himself. Finally, on the 7th day, when he was returning home after work, he suddenly remembered that he had left the bread for dinner at the shop. So he went back to get the bread. But as he got closer, he saw that his shop was on fire and people were trying to put it out. Shocked, he joined them in extinguishing the fire. After the fire was put out, he thanked everyone. At that moment, he noticed that a young man's hand had been cut. He asked him, "How did you get injured?" The young man replied, "I was trying to break the window and go inside, because I thought you were still in the shop. But when I saw you arriving, I felt great joy, because you were not inside." This incident deeply moved the tailor emotionally, and he decided that at any cost, he would help the sultan. After that, he returned home and told his wife about his decision. Then his wife became very happy and said, "You have made the right decision." After that, the tailor set out toward the cave where the sultan was staying. When he reached there, he saw that the sultan's jinn soldiers had prepared provisions, money, and an animal for his travel. Then the sultan said, "If Allah saves me from this danger, then I will make you one of my closest ones. Now, you begin your journey. With you will be one of my loyal jinn soldiers, who will be with you in every step you take." After that, the tailor and the jinn began their journey. When they reached a dense forest, the tailor decided to rest there and start the expedition the next day. Then the jinn said to him, "There's a common saying about this forest. Those who spend the night here are never found again." But the tailor dismissed these words as superstition, because this place was very beautiful, full of peaceful shade, trees loaded with fruit, and eye-pleasing natural scenery. Then the jinn said, "If you stay here, there's no problem. But before sunset, You must go far from the center of the forest and camp in some safe place nearby." Hearing this, the tailor agreed, and at sunset he pitched his tent in a safe spot near the forest, from where the entire scenic view of the forest could be seen. But not long after, suddenly the ground began to shake. The tailor, terrified, came out of the tent, and what he saw made his eyes widen in shock. The water in the pond ahead split apart and sank inward, and everything around it, trees, green nature, was swallowed up, leaving the place completely dry and empty. Where moments ago was an enchanting place, now there was only a lifeless scene of destruction. The tailor stood there, stunned. Then the djinn said, "The sorcerers have set this trap, and many more traps like this are spread all around. They have done all this using the power of the black stone. Anyway, now we must continue our journey." After that, they moved forward again inside the forest. Then the djinn told him, "The sorcerers will soon realize that you are a man from the Sultan's side. The only way they will not learn your identity is if you enter the forest exactly at the time of Fajr's Azan, when the sorcerers are irregular in their guarding." After that, the djinn said to the tailor, "Now you enter the forest alone. I will join you later at the right time." Then the tailor set off and entered the forest. The first thing he noticed was that the place seemed filled with mad and mentally unstable people. He could not find anyone who seemed normal. He could not even find a wise enough person to ask a question. He kept walking, and at last, after evening had fallen, he reached a small village. By then, darkness had covered the surroundings. He decided to knock on someone's door and spend the night there. After that, he knocked on the door of a nearby house. When the door opened, he saw a hunchbacked man, who welcomed him with a smiling face. He brought dinner for the tailor and arranged a bed for him to sleep on. Since the tailor was tired, he lay down and fell into a deep sleep. Suddenly, he heard a whispering voice, as if someone was saying, "Run away, escape before danger comes. The same thing will happen to you as it happened to the people of this village." Hearing this, the tailor became frightened. He then understood. This was the voice of his jinn companion, so he asked the jinn, "Why are you forbidding me to spend the night here?" Then the jinn replied, "The people of this village work with the sorcerers. They control the minds of outsiders, so that later the sorcerers can use them for their own benefit." After that, the jinn took the tailor to the house of an old man in the village. That old man was an old friend of the Sultan. The old man warmly welcomed both the tailor and the jinn, and when he heard they had come in search of the ring to free the Sultan, he gave them his full cooperation. He told them, "If you truly want to get the ring, then first you must go to that honest man who was tricked by the sorcerers into helping them extract the black stone. The ring will be exactly in the place where the stone was taken from. I am certain about this." After that, the tailor and the jinn set out toward the house of that honest man. When they reached there, they told him everything and asked for his help. Then the honest man said, "The sorcerers threatened me, that if I revealed their secrets, they would ruin my life. At that time I believed them, because they said the stone would be used for the benefit of people. But later, after they got the stone, they took over the Sultan's palace and killed anyone who came near it. Now I am filled with guilt, because I had helped with good intentions, yet it became the cause of great harm. I now want to correct my mistake, so I will definitely help you find the ring. We will start the work tonight, because tonight there will be a lunar eclipse. During the eclipse is when we should do our work, so we must leave right now and get as close to the palace as possible. But remember, I will not be able to take part in the work with you, because when the eclipse begins, I too lose consciousness. My role will only be to tell you the exact time, so that you can enter the palace's secret chamber and search for the ring." After that, the tailor, the jinn, and the honest man set out together, and they stopped at a place near the palace. There, they sat waiting for the start of the lunar eclipse. After a while, they saw the signs of the lunar eclipse in the sky. The jinn also felt that his time of losing consciousness had come. Then the honest man and the tailor set off toward the secret chamber, where the black stone had been dug out before. They reached there, began digging, and started searching for the ring. Time was passing quickly. The light of the moon was slowly returning. They dug as fast as they could so they could find the ring before the eclipse ended. But unfortunately, the lunar eclipse ended. Then the evil jinns inside the palace realized that someone had entered there. They quickly ran toward that chamber to attack the tailor and that man. At that moment, the tailor and the man froze in fear. They both thought, "Now surely our death is certain." But then an astonishing thing happened. The first evil jinn who came toward them suddenly burned in flames. Then they understood that they had come very close to the ring, and now they just needed to keep digging. So they did not delay any longer. Neither fatigue nor fear could stop them anymore. They kept digging continuously, and at last they found the long-awaited ring. The tailor picked up the ring and put it on his finger. Immediately he felt an indescribable power spreading throughout his body. Seeing this, all the evil jinns became afraid and started running away, as if they were seeing their own death before their eyes. After that, the tailor and the honest man came out of the palace's secret chamber and saw their jinn companion waiting outside. Then the tailor asked him, "Weren't you afraid when the ring came so close?" The jinn replied, "This ring is only dangerous for jinn, evil jinn and sorcerers when it has no owner. Now you are the owner of the ring, so it will now work according to your commands. That is why I have no fear." Hearing this, the tailor became very happy because he had been able to fulfill his duty successfully. And now he could free the Sultan from his long and painful suffering. After that, he told the honest man, "Let's come back later to free this village from the hands of the evil sorcerers. For now, we must free the Sultan first." Then the tailor and the jinn returned to the cave where the Sultan was. As soon as they arrived there, the Sultan saw them and happily said, "I knew that by Allah's will you would succeed. I will surely keep the promise I made to you. But first let's free this village from the hands of the sorcerers. Now put the ring on my finger. I will do the rest." Then the tailor put the ring on the Sultan's finger. Immediately the Sultan returned to his true form. His stone body became full of flesh and blood again. The Sultan then raised the ring and signaled to his jinn soldiers, and at once they too regained their true forms. After that, he ordered everyone to get ready. Then, all together, they began their journey, and they reached the forest and freed it from all evil sorcerers, their helpers, and their evil spirits. The Sultan then returned to his palace and took the throne again. The whole village became overjoyed. They arranged a grand festival because their beloved Sultan had returned. After that, the tailor returned home and told his wife everything. Hearing all this, the wife became very happy, and her eyes filled with tears of joy. Dear friends, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you many more new stories like this. And be sure to share your valuable opinion in the comment box. Stay well. Allah Hafiz.